Hello everyone, my name is Frayden, and this is going to be a walkthrough slash guide for the Ancient Gods Part 2 on Ultra Nightmare. I'm going to assume that everybody has their keybinds set up the way that they like them, and that they at least know basic quick switch combos and how to kill things efficiently. At least I would hope so if you're doing DLC on Ultra Nightmare. I have guides for the base game and DLC 1 as well that I will link in the description. I will also be putting timestamps on all of this in case you just want to see a specific level or just the boss fight or whatever it is. At the very beginning here, make sure that you have your runes and your weapon mods set up the way that you like. We're not going to be doing the second part escalation encounters just because I make these geared for people that are going for their first win. And if you're going for your first win, I just don't recommend doing the extra stuff like Slayer Gates or the escalation encounters. So there at the beginning, we glory killed 2 zombies, and it's just for this right here. Just so we can do the standard combo to take out a Cyber Mancubus, which is Blood Punch, or Ice Bomb Blood Punch SSG. This first encounter is the introduction to Screechers, which just don't hit them. You have a carcass right here and a carcass right here. And then you have a Hell Knight over there and a Caco Demon over here. When you kill this Caco Demon, one spawns over here, as well as another Hell Knight over here somewhere, and that's the entire encounter. If you don't know, then a PB Ballista instantly kills Carcass. You can also use a 1 charge on the Destroyer Blade to take them out, along with Shield Soldiers. If you don't want to do the stickies into the mouth of the Caco, you can also just do a ballista shot into Meat Hook point blank SSG. It's another way to just kill them very quickly if you don't want to deal with doing the sticky bumps. The next encounter is similar to the bubbles in Blood Swamps from DLC 1. It's going to have a damaging fog outside with a safe area, except they put a buff totem outside to make the encounter just a little bit harder. However, you can go out and get it using the chain gun shield. You just line yourself up with this tree right here and go forward, which is what we're going to do. There it is, and then you just turn back around, go back into the bubble. I recommend using sticky bombs here against Shield Soldiers, just because one behind their feet will put them in glory kill. Now we have a Hell Knight. Then we have some imps that I'm going to restack on because my armor's a little low. Or at least try to if they'll stack up for me. Now we have a Pinky. And then we have more Pinkies out here where we're going to go forward early so we get our second Blood Punch. Blood Punch there, Blood Punch there. Oh, this one actually lives. Usually he dies. Next is the introduction to the Armored Baron, which is just a regular Baron with a weak point, essentially. And the next encounter that we have is going to be a Tentacle, along with 2 Arachnotrons and a Armored Baron, and then we have a Hell Knight and 2 Cybermanks, followed by 2 waves of Imps. If you did not know how to quickly kill a Tentacle, a full charge Destroyer Blade plus a PB does it very quickly. Missed. We're just gonna pop the turrets off at first. PB SSG will kill them pretty quick. Take off his arm just so we can get that chainsaw. He's gonna get it back because we had the chainsaw right there, but that's okay. Now we have a Hell Knight and 2 Cybermix. Hell Knight right here. Cybermanx we're going to take out in standard fashion. The other one we have to use a frag, since we don't have Ice Bomb. If you use the frag combo though, make sure that the frag goes off before you go in. That way they're faltered and can't slam you. Then we're going to get a Blood Punch back, because I like to have a little fun on this next round. So you can kill these 2 waves of imps in any way that you like, but I like having a little fun with them. So I circle around this fountain here so they get all stacked up. And then I come back this way. And you can Ice Bomb, Flame Belch, Blood Punch them. Then for the second wave, basically do the same thing. We have to make sure we have a Blood Punch back. Come on, stack up just a little more. There we go. There's a fuel can right here that if you had to chainsaw, make sure that you have 1 fuel before you pick it up, so that way you get 2. We're going to use that in a strat for this room over here, where there's the whiplashes. So try not to chainsaw from here forward, which isn't hard. We have only 4 enemies between here and there. There's 1 soldier there. If you headshot one of these, then the other one gets put into Glory Kill Stagger, but it didn't happen, so I just Blood Punched instead. I always forget that Ballista pushes you backwards. It sometimes knocks me off there. Luckily, it's not a very far walk. Alrighty, so for this, here's our 3rd fuel. We gotta kill like 1 imp and the 2 soldiers right here. And then the imp waves start spawning. The first wave, I like to just do like the fountain, just have some fun with them and boom. The second wave, you do not even need to kill the entire wave before the whiplashes come out. So I just stack them up a bit and then do a sticky. Then you chainsaw this whiplash, and then I turn and full charge, instant kill that one. Right. Next we have the triple Hell Knight in the Toxic Pits. 2 Hell Knights come out of the front door there, and then 1 out of here. So what we're doing is just going to go around in a circle, lock on rocketing them to avoid hitting the Screecher. And that's that room. We have a Dread Knight right here, and we're going to lock on Rocket's PB. He was very feisty, actually. Just raring to go. Normally I can kill him before he even does anything. There's armor there, but I'm not going to take it, because if you do, it makes a Mancubus spawn, and you might just lose the armor anyway. Get some armor here. Or not armor, some ammo. And then I like to switch to Arbalist, because we have some Keko demons coming up. You can do the puzzle, or you can just do this. Left one spawns first. Switch back. So this encounter is probably the first time that you'll die on Ultra Nightmare. There's nothing really hard until you get to this part. You get the purple goo from the base game back, and it's just a bunch of zombies and a single Screecher in the first wave. The second wave, you have like 3 times the amount of zombies, and then a Screecher and a Mancubus come in. When the first Mancubus gets to about half HP, you have a Manc that's going to spawn behind you. And if you really, really wanted to, you could BFG it, because there's BFG ammo right here. I wouldn't recommend it though. It's not that hard to do. If you really, really want to do it, just what you would do is get the first Manc to half so the second one spawns, and then just BFG up in the air, and you'll get rid of the encounter. But you'll see how I do it. It's very easy. Basically, we do PB Ballista on the first Mancubus to avoid hitting the Screecher. And line these two up. Alright, we're just gonna get some stack going right there. Now we just need to pop some more until the Mancubus shows up. There he is. Like I said, just do PB Ballista cycles, and you're good. This one you can take out however you like, because there's no Screecher around him, and that's the entire encounter. I'm gonna wait to get some armor before I do this, actually. There we go. Next encounter is 4 Cybermechs and some Imps, but we get a quad damage, so we can just do this. I'm gonna get a chainsaw off just so I have some more ammo going into the next fight. So this is the first real arena of the DLC. You have 5 Revenants at the start. When you kill like 2 or 3 of them, you get 2 Caco Demons and a Hell Knight. When everything from that first and second wave is dead, you get a 3rd spawn-in, which is just a regular Arachnotron and a Possessed Arachnotron. When the Possessed Arachnotron dies and the Spirit drops onto the field, you get another Hell Knight and 2 Tyrants, and that's the end of the encounter. We have the hammer now. Anytime that you happen to get like 3 to 5 or more enemies in a close proximity, it's always a good idea to Flame Belch and Hammer or Ice Bomb and Hammer, just so that you get ammo back, as well as leave pools of health and armor on the floor. It's always nice to leave a stack behind, so that way when you get hit, you can instantly heal it back. And that's about it, really. This room is not too rough. The only time it can get a little sketchy is if you don't manage to dispel the Spirit. So make sure that you have enough ammo to get rid of them, which is 75, by the way, if you don't know. So like right here, we got a couple stacked up. You can also Blood Punch to get one of your things back almost instantly, since it'll break the turrets. Sometimes it'll break both turrets, and you'll just instantly get your hammer and blood punches back. Or just your hammer, I mean. Not the blood punches. Blood punches are for glory kills. Alright, now the Arachnotron's out. I recommend taking out the normal one first. I actually thought he was gonna die there, to be honest. So that almost killed me. We're just gonna make some space, because that was a little awkward right there. I also cancelled my chain gun shield for like no reason. 3 lock-on bursts will kill a Possessed Arachnotron. I recommend hitting down with an Ice Bomb before you go for the Microwave Beam. So now we just have a Hell Knight and 2 Tyrants to deal with. I recommend looking for the Hell Knight first. There, we got our stack back. Okay, it sounds like he's behind us. Alright. Then I like getting the hammer back just so we have it. Full charge D-Blade to get both of these boys. And that's 1 dead, and then we're gonna hammer just to get another stun. It's them dead. Now we just clean up the encounter. There is a hammer charge up here that I always leave, just in case I was not smart enough to restack one before I go out of this encounter. Next is the stone imps and some fodder. It's just their introduction, so you can switch to your full auto. If you didn't know, you can also just straight up kill them with a shield bash, which is pretty funny. Hammer as well also kills them. Whichever preferred method you have for getting rid of your stone imps. I like mixing them in together. Alright, we'll get our hammer charge back. Oh, missed the jump. There we go. If you'd like to get it, there is a Sentinel armor there for full armor. There's also a Doom 1 sprite back here that I recommend you pray to if it's your first time going for Ultra Nightmare. Just to give you blessed RNG. Double jump and a single dash will get you close enough. This arena is 4 Spectres and 2 Revenants at the start. I like taking out the Spectres and then the Revenants because my general strategy for these is always to try and take out an entire wave before you move on to the next thing, and the Revenants seem to be the trigger. So I take out the 4 Spectres, then we do the Revenants. You then get 5 Stone Imps, and when you kill 2 of those Stone Imps, you then get 2 Arachnotrons and 2 Dread Knights. When the Dread Knights specifically die, then you get the Baron. The Armored Baron, which is the final part of the encounter. So I recommend at least to get rid of the Arachnotrons and as many of the Stone Imps as you can before you try to force out the Armored Baron, just so you can kind of deal with him 1v1. It's nice to do that, but sometimes you may have to spawn him early just because the Dread Knights are super dangerous and there's 2 of them. Their Leap Slam hurts a lot. It can end your run very quickly. The first one spawns around here somewhere. There he is. I just like hanging out around here in this little side, waiting for the Spectres. And if you're close enough, then a PBSSG kills them. Let's see if we can't get a stack here. Alright, now we have Stone Imps. 1, and then when we get the second one, we're gonna have the next wave. I'm gonna try and get at least 1 or 2 more of these Stone Imps. I recommend popping the Arachnotron turrets at least. That way you're just not running from them and the Dread Knights. We're going to go for a hammer. Finish off these Arachnotrons. I think we might have a Stone Imp around here somewhere still, or we may have killed him with the hammer. So we got our hammer charge here. Gonna pop him and then hammer. If my fingers will cooperate with me, we can kill him before. There we go. Just messing up my quick swaps there. I was trying to do it too quickly and not actually shooting before switching. The next encounter is a Cyber Mancubus and a Hell Knight and 3 soldiers. It's pretty easy. There's not a lot to do. Up here near the Cyber Manc though, there is some armor that you can pick up if you need it. I'm not going to bother because there's also a Sentinel armor pretty close after. Standard combo to kill him. Just have some fun killing those guys. And there's the Sentinel armor. Coming up next, we have the room where you get locked in with 2 waves of imps and then a bunch of pinkies. I like coming in here and using sticky bombs on the imp waves, and then obviously blood punch on the pinkies, because there's a bunch of charges in here just for that. Oh, didn't mean to switch. There we go. I do like trying to freeze a big pack of them if I can, just because it makes it a little safer. Not that this room is too hard to begin with. Only 1 pinky, so we're going to save our blood punch. This next arena is the escalation encounter, and it is the hardest thing that is in this level, in my opinion. So what you have is 2 Cybermanks and 4 Whiplashes at the start. You can usually get both Cybermanks before the Whiplashes catch up to you, which is what we're going to do. When you kill 2 of the 4 Whiplashes, you then get 2 Hell Knights and 3 Cacos. When all of that stuff is dead, then you get a wave that has 4 pinkies in it, and it seems like 2 infinitely spawning Prowlers. I counted once and I was up to like 9. So I think the Prowlers just spawn infinitely until the encounter is over. But you only need to kill 3 of the pinkies. When 3 of the pinkies are dead, you get a couple more pinkies and a Baron plus 2 Carcass, and that is the final wave of the encounter. We're still looking to just use the hammer as much as we can if we get groups of enemies stacked up, Flame Belch or Ice Bomb first. But we're going to be using Ice Bomb early for one of these Cybermanks. Oh, we don't have it. I forgot. Probably shouldn't have paused while doing the explanation, but that's okay. We have 2 frags to do the same combo. Then I like coming over here and lining up a D-Blade. If we can, I'd like to get this final Whiplash off the board. Alright. And then I like to focus on the Cacos first, because I find them more dangerous. Just like that. Should have saved that Flame Belch actually, but it's okay. So what we do here, hammer. Then I like to glory kill just to try to instantly get the hammer back. And then we'll Flame Belch just to top off. Now we have pinkies, 1 right there, 1 over here. 1 across the way, which is going to be the one that spawns the Baron for us, if I can manage to kill him. There it is. Now there's the Carcass, well, 1 of them anyway. Then we should have a Baron. Alright, we got some stacked up here, so we're gonna do this. Try and combo down our Baron. Oh, I did not have a blood punch. Alright, so that's the final spawn. Just gonna shield bash my way through here to get some restack. Alright, and after we finish off the second Carcass and an Imp, then we are good. Oh, that's actually 1 more Prowler still going. Actually, you know what? Let's try and do another restack opportunity here with the hammer. We actually have 2 Prowlers. And then, if you didn't know, a single Ballista will put them into Glory Kill, which allows us to get the hammer back. Okay, so now we get more ammo for doing it, and we come out of this fight with 2 blood punches, full HP, full armor. If you didn't get a hammer charge back, There's one right here, and there's one right here. I tend to always avoid that one down there, just so I can make sure that I have a hammer charge leaving this place. And always try to keep a singular blood punch at least. Just so that way, if you ever get caught in a bad spot, you have a way out, because a blood punch is a guaranteed falter. I don't know what happened to my double jump there. Should have had one after jumping off of the meat hook point. So this, we have an armored baron, we have a turret, 2 cyber manks, and a regular mank. What is up with my barons not getting hit by the hammer that much? Well, they're getting hit, they're just not getting stunned, which is dangerous. When you're not expecting him anyway. We're gonna glory kill him just to get blood punches back. Okay. So, in this next encounter, we have 4 Bloodmakers and 2 Prowlers. The 2 Prowlers spawn when you kill the first Bloodmaker. And what I like to do is meat hook up to one and blast it point blank, and then blood punch, because they both spawn right here on the same platform as the first Bloodmaker. Oh, we got a nice and early. Alright. That's both Prowlers down. So now we just have 3 Bloodmakers to kill, if I can actually aim. Gonna hammer, just so we get more armor than we would normally. And I'm gonna try and get a glory kill off. Get my hammer back. There we go. So this is the final encounter of the World Spear. You have a giant tentacle, and then you get 2 Arachnotrons and 2 Barons. The 2 Arachnotrons and the first Baron tend to spawn right there, and then the Baron spawns up here. When you kill one of the Arachnotrons, a second Baron spawns up here again somewhere as well. But if you're quick, you can kill the tentacle and both of the Arachnotrons before you even have to deal with a Baron. Alright. He's leaping. Alright, so for the second one, we're going to Ice Bomb, Frag, Triple Lock on. That is a way to bully a Baron. And now we're done with the World Spear outside of a jumping puzzle. So, if you don't have any problems with this, I recommend just going ahead and skipping to Reclaimed Earth, because there is literally nothing to fight in here, and there's no tips to give. If you do have problems with jumping puzzles, though, you can at least watch what I'm doing. Oh, missed it. Don't watch what I'm doing. I forgot to dash after that first jump. Good at this game, I promise. At least somewhat good at this game. Somewhat mediocre. There we go. So Reclaimed Earth is a step up in difficulty, but the only real big part of that is because we have Cursed Prowlers to deal with now. Cursed Prowlers are the most dangerous thing on the board when they spawn in, I would say, over pretty much everything else. getting cursed can end your run just because it takes away your mobility. And there are some harder arenas here than there were in the first level, but this first encounter, Cursed Prowler right here. And then we have a Hell Knight and a Armored Baron. Don't have a hammer for the Armored Baron, so we're gonna have to kill him the old-fashioned way, which is fine. I need to stack a bit off of some of these. Unfortunately, there's no Sentinel armor down that way, or I would go grab it, considering what we're currently sitting at. Okay, so this first arena in Reclaimed Earth is the most dangerous arena in the entire level, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff in it. At the very beginning, you get a Cybermank, a Caco Demon, a Hell Knight, and 2 Prowlers. When you kill any of those 3, you get a Pain Elemental, 3 Whiplashes, and a Cursed Prowler. When you kill 2 of the Whiplashes, it pushes the phase forward and gives you 2 Dread Knights plus 2 Tyrants. When you kill any one of the Tyrants, you get 2 Barons, and then when the Barons die, you get a singular Mancubus, which feels really out of place to spawn a Mancubus in after 4 super heavies. Like, the fight should just end. I don't know why there was that extra Mancubus at the end. We still want to try and at least kill most of a phase before spawning the next phase. So once we get in here and we kill the first 3 demons, then we kind of just want to kill the Pain Elemental, the Cursed Prowler before we start messing with the Whiplashes, just so that way we're going into the next phase with the least amount of stuff. Oh, and there's a Carcass in this next phase too, because when you kill 2 of them, then you start getting the spawns of a Carcass, 2 Tyrants, and 2 Dread Knights. And since the Tyrant kill is the trigger, we want to kill both Dread Knights and the Carcass first, if possible. And then you have the double Barons, which then triggers the Mancubus at the end. I recommend using a BFG at some point in this arena if you're just trying to go for your first clear and you're not challenging yourself to do no super weapons. The 2 points that I recommend the BFG would either be at the very beginning after you kill the first 3 and the Whiplashes and the Cursed Prowler spawn in with the Pain Elemental. Mostly just to get rid of the Cursed Prowler immediately, because he can end your run. If you get tagged by a Cursed Prowler, you lose your mobility, which is bad. So that's a good spot if you want to use the BFG. The other good spot would be when you kill the first Tyrant and you get the double Baron wave, just because 2 Barons in this arena is actually super dangerous. It's a lot more enclosed than it looks at first glance. The 2 upper areas are just like a platform, and then very narrow walkways, and the bottom is basically a hallway with 2 little tiny spots at the bottom of it. So there's actually not a whole lot of mobility space, at least if you're staying on the ground. The recommended strategy would be to stay up top as long as possible, and then when you start to get overwhelmed, you drop down, and then you go for a jump pad that puts you back on top again. Some things will jump down to chase you, which will, alleviate some pressure. As you go back up, you have less stuff to deal with. The way that I tend to do this is I like to go left and immediately hit up this Cyber Mancubus. And then I like to feed the Caco and rocket. And if I can, I like getting a Prowler. There we go. Now, Cursed Prowler? Nope. Sometimes the Cursed Prowler spawns right there in front of you, but he is our #1 priority right now. There he is. Just keep an eye out for him. Got him. So now we want to get the Pain Elemental. Okay. Then I like to charge up D-Blade. Ooh, you're getting rocked. So like I said, immediately try to go back up top if you have to drop. And our priority here is the Dread Knights. It's one. Get rid of this carcass as well, because he's kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, so the Dread Knights are down. We have one singular Whiplash. I'm gonna hammer to get some resources back. I'm not gonna kill a Tyrant yet until that Whiplash is gone. I just wanted to soften one up. Not actually seeing our Whiplash. Maybe we accidentally killed her with the hammer. Oh no, there she is. Get rid of her. Get rid of some of these shield boys. Alright, now we have the Barons. I like shooting a long-range BFGs just so the tether has the most time to do damage. We're gonna get rid of the Tyrant. Get our hammer back. Ice Bomb, hammer. Calm down, buddy. There's our Mancubus. I'm just gonna hammer, because there is a charge down there. There we go. That room gets a little hairy, but we got through it. Do some armor stacking. This, like I said, this is probably the hardest room in the DLC. If you can get past this, then you should be... Well, not the hardest room in the DLC. Actually, it may actually be the hardest room in the DLC. It's definitely the hardest room in Reclaimed Earth. But we're gonna switch to full auto mode here, because we have some stone imps. I'm messing up my quick swapping. I don't know why. Okay. So here,
Find a way to activate the power in this part of the city.
well, intern's talking. All right, I'll save this for later if I can. Here, we get introduced to the Riot Soldier, aka the Chain Gunner. There's 3 of them. You can either do remote det rockets over their head, which will instantly kill them if your timing is good, or you can do the standard like shield soldier strat of sticky bombing at their feet behind the shield to put them in glory kill. When we kill 2 of them, then a Bloodmaker is supposed to spawn, but I've had times where it just flat out doesn't, and I don't know why. I recommend killing this one and this one, because that one over there is where the Bloodmaker spawns in. And you don't want to get slammed immediately as it spawns. There we go. I was debating on waiting for my Flame Belch to come back, but I decided against it. Wait for this electricity. Pick up our armor. I'm going around as if I still need to do the puzzle. Alright. So this next fight is the escalation encounter. And it's not too rough. at the very beginning of this escalation encounter, you have 2 regular Mancubus, you have a Dread Knight, and you have a Caco Demon, along with some Stone Imps and other fodder. When you kill all 4 of the heavies, then it spawns in the second wave, which is like 2 Revenants, 2 Cyber Mancubus, and some Riot Soldiers, and maybe a couple more Stone Imps. The Cursed Prowler also spawns in that wave. So if you want to be ultra safe, then what I recommend doing is BFGing the second wave just to get rid of the Cursed Prowler, because there is BFG ammo in this room. And then the final wave, or the final thing that's supposed to spawn in, is a Marauder, which you can just take out with doing a hammer charge and then combo him to death or lock on rockets, whatever you want to do to him. Full auto shotty is pretty funny too. But at the start here, there's going to be a Mancubus, and then there's a Dread Knight that comes around the corner. Those are going to be our first 2. Alright, now we look for our Caco. Now we're looking for the second Mancubus, which should be around here somewhere. There he is. Now we're going to lift up here, BFG across. If we timed it right, it'll kill everything, but we may have a Cybermank. Okay, no, we timed it right. So now we just have the Marauder. Mr. Funny Axe Man. Then we just have fodder to clean up. Alright, that's that escalation encounter completed. Here is just kind of a meme fight just for fun. They give you so much hammer. You just do this entire thing with the hammer. And if you want, just to get some more armor back, just do that and pick up another hammer charge. Alright, we got the good version of that. If you time it perfectly and at the right angle, you will get both the Mancubus and the Riot Soldiers with that cue ball. If not, you may have 1 Riot Soldier left. And then upcoming here, we have a singular Hell Knight with 2 Mecha Zombies. Then we have an underwater part, and after the underwater part, we have what is it? We have a Mancubus and then a possessed Pinky, along with some Stone Imps. I don't know why I was blanking on the name. If you don't know, if you didn't do DLC 1 through my videos, or if you just didn't know in general, possessed demons do not actually have more HP. What they have is damage resistance, but blood punches and frags still do full damage to them. So what we're going to do with this Pinky is we're going to try and double nade him plus a blood punch while holding him in place with microwave beam. And if you do enough damage like that, you'll instantly kill, and then we can just dispel the spirit. We did not get the full clear here, so we're just gonna take care of that guy real quick. Pull this microwave beam back out, blood punch again. There we go. Okay, picked up everything. There's a bunch of fodder over here. We're going to hammer to get our resources back if we can. Then we get hammered back by breaking his weak points. Then we'll try and farm a blood punch or two. There we go. And there's a BFG charge here. This next arena coming up is not super long. You have a couple of stone imps. You have, I believe it's 2 whiplashes. You have a bloodmaker. You have a cyber mancubus. There is a dread knight. And then you have some riot soldiers and some regular shield soldiers. If you want to, you can BFG this room, because we'll be getting another BFG charge very quickly. I messed up the jump. Just do it whenever you want, really. Probably when the Dread Knight spawns would be the bet, which is usually when you've got... Why do I keep... It's like the meat hook point isn't giving me my double jump anymore. But anyway, the Dread Knight spawns, I believe, after you kill the first mech. There it goes. I like just coming up here and shield bashing so I can get rid of this. Just get rid of both of them. Okay, there's the Dread Knight. We're gonna BFG. It also removes the shield from Bloodmakers. We're gonna go ahead and deal with the riot soldiers before we deal with Mr. Armored Baron. Okay, so it seems like they're just not taking my my hammer stun increase, which seems to be a bug. Farm some more blood punch. There is a hammer charge here that I always like to leave in case I don't have one when I leave. Rounding up some ammo. Up here we have a single riot soldier and a hell knight. The hell knight is on the right, the riot soldier is on the left. Wait for the fire. Still got me. I like taking care of him first. Alright, so we've stacked up basically all of our armor. Then we have a Cybermank and another Riot Soldier. Cybermank goes in standard fashion, as well does the Riot Soldier. Here, just pre-charge your Destroyer Blade. Get rid of both of these. Here is our BFG charge that we're going to pick back up. So we're back at full again. I recommend basically immediately using it here as well. This room, it's not super hard. It's kind of like the goo puzzle, or not even a puzzle, the goo combat encounter in the first area. It revolves around the Screechers, and it's 3 Spectre Whiplashes and 3 Hell Knights. You can DPS them down just using like ice bombs and single target damage like PB Ballista Spam. It can get a little hairy though, which is why I recommend just BFGing it if you're coming through here, because it would be a shame if you go through that hardest arena at the beginning and then you lose your run here. So what I do is I bring out Chain Gun, I go left, I go all the way to the end of the hall, turn around, BFG straight down the hallway. And then you usually just have to kill one Hell Knight at the end, because there's the third Hell Knight spawns in. He's not there at the beginning. So we just shield it up. BFG. And he will not be empowered because it went off before he spawned. I thought usually he spawns right there, so we got trolled. There is a full armor in here if you need it, as well as a hammer charge. I was hoping to find another gas. Okay, so this is the final encounter of Reclaimed Earth, and it's fairly difficult, but it's not as difficult as the big arena at the beginning. What you have is you have a Doom Hunter and a Hell Knight. When you kill the first Doom Hunter, then the Cursed Prowler spawns in. And then you get another Doom Hunter and another Hell Knight. When you kill the Hell Knight, you get a Baron, and then when you've killed that and the second Doom Hunter, you get, what was it? It's a Pain Elemental plus Possessed Mancubus, I believe is what it is, and maybe some regular Prowlers as well. When you kill the Possessed, an Archvile spawns. It's sort of like the arena where you first got the hammer in the World Spear, where as soon as the spirit comes out, not when the spirit's dead, when the spirit comes out, an Archvile and I believe it's two Revenants spawn. If you're going to BFG this, that would be the time, is when you dispel the spirit, because if you don't get to the Archvile very quickly, he's going to summon, and then you have to deal with more things, and they're buffed until the Archvile's dead. So if you want to BFG this, you will have one charge left over, and you would BFG it after you dispel the spirit, of course, and then look for the Archvile ASAP and finish him off before he starts channeling again. If I have to BFG as an emergency, I will. Usually I don't BFG this. So we're looking for Hell Knight first. That's what I usually go for. Oh, and then there is our Doom Hunter. Doom Hunter is dead. Cursed Prowler. Got him. He almost got us. Oh yeah, I forgot about the carcass. There is one carcass. Then I think another carcass when the Archvile spawns. So, right now I'm kind of low on armor, so what I was looking for is maybe to find a couple of enemies stacked up. Like, here's a pretty good spot. Baron is not letting me have my time here. Here we go. So now I believe it's Hell Knight plus Pain Elemental, and then the Possessed Mancubus. Yep. What I recommend doing for Possessed Mancubus is switching to the micro missiles, and then kill a fodder, do double frags plus buffed up micro missiles. Now we want to find that Archvile as fast as we can. Hopefully we got to him in time. If not, we just have to deal with more stuff. And we didn't. I'm going to put my PB back on. This is okay. Just have to kill some extra stuff, that's all. This Dread Knight definitely gotta go. There we go. End of the encounter. So now we are done with Reclaimed Earth, and now we just have Immora.
Error. Gate of the room offline. Please reinsert authorization command for reactivation.
We are going to watch this cutscene because it's like the best cutscene. Okay. So Immora is actually pretty straightforward and simple. There's not a whole lot to this level. It's mostly just a glorified march to get to the Dark Lord. You get your hammer back immediately right here, so I always just use that just for fun. Just D-blade all those shield soldiers. Gargoyles, man. Should be one more. Okay. So we have the escalation encounter basically right here at the beginning. The escalation encounter is not as hard as the one in the first level, in my opinion, but it is slightly harder than the one in the second level. Right off the bat, you get double Revenant, double Dread Knight. Dread Knights are obviously going to be the first target, and then I think there is a third Revenant and a third Dread Knight that spawn in. I could be wrong about that. I have the least amount of playtime with this DLC, so some of this spawn information won't be 100% perfect. And then you get 4 Whiplashes, except they seem to come in pairs of 2, like 2 Whiplashes and then another 2 Whiplashes. And at the same time that the first pair of Whiplashes is in, you get a Doom Hunter. And when you kill, or when you dismount the first Doom Hunter, it's not when you kill, when you dismount the first Doom Hunter, the second Doom Hunter spawns in. And then when all the Whiplashes and the Doom Hunters are dead, you get 2 Caco Demons, 2 Carcass, and 2 Barons, which I believe is the final wave. There's a lot of Maker drones in here, so if you ever get low HP, you can basically like just count on popping one of them to get instant full HP and all your ammo back. It's the same deal though. If you can stack up multiple things, go for like a Flame Belch Hammer or Ice Bomb if you need to. But we're looking for the Dread Knights first. That was a very weird leap you had there, sir. A little sketched out already at the beginning of this. There's our Prowlers. Okay. It was a little weird. My hammer key wasn't working there for half a second. Go ahead and get our hammer back. There's our Doom Hunter, which means that we have Whiplashes. Somewhere. Oh, there's one. I like trying to take care of the Whiplashes first, because I see them as a bigger problem. Alright. I think we have one more somewhere. There's also a BFG here if you absolutely need it, but... Alright, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 3 Whiplashes. We'll just take one more careful look around so that we don't get surprised. Oh, there is one. I heard it. I heard the rattle. There she is. Okay, now we're going to focus on the Doom Hunter. And when we dismount him, the other one's going to spawn. But if we're quick, he's gone. There's the other Doom Hunter. If I can get some fodder stacked up, I'd like to hammer. That's good enough. We actually managed to hit him with that too. Alright, now we're going to have 2 Barons, 2 Cacos. I like focusing on Cacos first. Cacos are very sneaky. There. Oh, I missed. Ooh. Okay, we got there in time. So we're gonna go for a full charge D-Blade here, and then we're gonna go for a hammer. And apparently hit that jump pad. There we go. I'm gonna chain gun shield just in case he was mid-leap at us already. Barons like to do that. Now I believe we just have fodder cleanup. Is there gonna be one imp hiding somewhere? There's always one. I think I just saw him. Yep. There we go.
You'll need to get over those walls to continue the assault.
Alright, so that's the escalation encounter done. It looks like I was wrong about the 3rd Dread Knight and 3rd Revenant, but like I said, I have the least amount of playtime with this DLC. We are gonna hammer right here at the start. Just because we can. And there should... Oh, well, there was supposed to be a Dread Knight. But he didn't spawn. It's okay, we can get our hammer back by doing this. Normally when you do that, there's a Dread Knight that jumps up, and I lock on Rocket Burst him, and then Glory Kill him, and then pop the turret so I have my hammer back. Over here we have another Tentacle, which we know how to take out. And then it's just a bunch of fodder and a singular Hell Knight. The next room is 2 Hell Knights and 2 Mancubus. Okay, there we go. I thought they weren't spawning for a sec. We're going to hammer. Because we can get it back. Now, this next one has been very buggy for me. Well, not like actual bugs. It's just there's some things don't seem to spawn correctly sometimes. You normally at the start of this, what you're going to get is 2 stone imps that jump up plus an arachnotron, and then when you take out the arachnotron, you're supposed to get like 4 more stone imps plus 2 pain elementals. But I've had it sometimes where like only 1 pain elemental spawns, or there's like 1 singular stone imp in the entire encounter. I don't know what causes that stuff, but it's a little inconsistent, which is not something that you like on Ultra Nightmare. See, now we're supposed to have an arachnotron already, but he's supposed to spawn out of there. Well, looks like we got a bugged room. Sometimes if you go out of the spawn area and like come over here or something, go to a different trigger spot, then come back, sometimes it fixes itself. I'd really like to not have to Alt F4 out of this run. Nope. Let's see if we can go even farther back. And this is about as far as we can possibly go. We got the arachnotron spawned here? Is that what happens when this breaks? He spawns back here? I am confused. Okay, well, we're gonna go back and see if the rest of the fight pops in. Yeah, it did. Okay. Interesting. So if that bugs out, the arachnotron spawns back there. And that's what's going on. There's supposed to be more stone imps here, too. Now, there's supposed to be like 4 that jump up along with those pain elementals. It seems like they just flat out didn't spawn. That is super weird. Like, I've had the arachnotron not spawn before, and I've always had to Alt F4 out or load checkpoint if I'm not playing Ultra Nightmare. I've never gone all the way back that far. Sometimes going back to where that Sentinel armor was seems to kick the encounter and make it, like, fast forward and skip a phase. But, like, that is so bizarre. I've never thought to go back that far, and it's so weird that it spawns back there. I found the bug. Alright, I forgot They don't take damage to stuff other than explosives, really. Can you calm down, bud? You're way too hypey for what was currently happening. Go to the far right here just so you avoid that burner. Kill these 2 turrets. Oh, I forgot about the tentacle. Lol. Just gonna hammer to get resources back. This is a possessed Hell Knight. You don't even have to dispel the spirit. If you kill this, it's the only thing it can jump to. I'm still weirded out by that bug. And that it spawns back there.
No idea hell has their own technology. It's a bit centralized here, like some kind of ruling weed.
Alright, so we have a pain elemental here, and then hell troopers that literally die in a bullet. I don't know why this is a thing, but that's how it works. Weakest fodder enemy in the game. I could just skip them, but they were shooting me in the back. So they gotta die. Alright. Jump. And then space out your dashes. Okay, so this is quite possibly the hardest encounter. There's not a whole lot of stuff in it, but double marauder fights can be sketchy because they have bugs. They sometimes do not falter, and sometimes there's just not anything you can do about that. They'll just not falter and they'll hit you anyway. And if it happens when 2 of them hit you, you can just kind of get stun locked and knocked around, which is very bad on Ultra Nightmare. If I had saved my hammer charge, then I could try to blow up one of them instantly to make it a single marauder fight, which is much more manageable, obviously. But I got hit by a lot of stuff and I needed to restack my armor. There is a hammer charge in the arena, but I would recommend saving that for when the Baron comes out. Or you can always go, if you really want to, you can go and hammer the one Marauder immediately and then deal with the other Marauder and then do the Baron. I just like having it as an insurance policy because the Baron doesn't spawn when both Marauders are dead. He spawns when the second Marauder is like half health or something. And it can be kind of hard to find an opening on a Marauder when there's a Baron constantly chasing you. So I usually leave the hammer for then, if I don't come in with one. But basically, you play this fight extremely slow. There's a bunch of screechers about. You don't want to hit them. It's kind of like the Double Marauder in UAC Atlantica. Basically, just keep going in circles around the room, just poking them down when you can. You can also kill some regular zombies to get your hammer back, but the thing is there's not a lot of safe spots to hammer. If I see a safe spot, I will do that. But it's basically, you just have to play super safe. Try to avoid throwing frags or any kind of AoE damage if you're anywhere near a Screecher when you falter a Marauder. Because the Screecher buff only lasts for like 15 seconds, but that's 15 seconds of 2 Marauders that are basically possessed, essentially. So let's see. I'll try and get a hammer charge here just to see if I maybe can sneak one. It's kind of hard though now that they're both on me. And there's a Screecher buff. So like I was saying, it can be a problem. So now we're just gonna have to play Ultra Passive. Pick up some health. The buff should be gone now. So now we look to get rid of the dog. Oh, it's both dogs, actually. And I did accidentally pick up the... Whew. It's getting a little spicy. There is a full heal there if you absolutely need it. I'm trying to save it for when I'm in, like, actual panic mode. I thought he was gonna actually attack there, but he just ran right up on me. We have space here, so we could use a frag. Oh, well, I messed that up. Just going in circles, taking it slow, avoiding the screecher. Here's a safe spot to frag if I can get one. Did one of them? Okay, no, he's stuck. That's actually great. Okay, now it's a single Marauder fight. And since he's low, we have a Baron. There we go. We actually killed the Marauder with the Hammer Slam, which is pretty funny. The main thing with that is just don't panic in this arena. If you panic, then you're just going to make a whole lot of mistakes. I still made a couple of mistakes there even without panicking. But if you get low, pull out the chain gun shield, look for the fodder around the arena and shield bash them. The shield bash, I've said this in the other walkthroughs, but I'll say it again here if you didn't know. When you kill a fodder with shield bash, regardless of what your HP is, it drops 20 health. I don't know why that is. But if you shield bash kill something, it drops 20 health. So if you're on low HP like I was at one point there, a shield bash kill gives you the bonus HP that you normally get for killing something when you're low HP, plus 20 on top. That's how you restack quickly. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why. I don't know what causes that, or why that's a thing, but you get 20 HP, so make use of it. Up here is just a bunch more of these Hell Troopers. There's an Arachnotron across the way that we're gonna snipe. And there's a Dread Knight. I think I must have missed that snipe, or else he should have died. I like jumping across here, dropping a frag, and getting stacked down. I don't know why I'm PPing them, I guess just out of boredom. Right here we have this big boy. Okay, this one decided to actually take my falter, which is sweet. Oh, you know what? I don't feel like switching, so I'm just gonna shield bash you, but... Now, this is also kind of inconsistent. Sometimes there is a Prowler or two that spawn here, along with the Shield Soldiers, the Riot Soldiers, and the Doom Hunter that spawns on the other side. There's also Maker Drones, or at least one Maker Drone. Sometimes the Prowlers don't spawn, and sometimes only one spawns, but I've had two. So there's something weird going on with the spawning in DLC 2. I'm not sure what it is, but we just have to deal with it, unfortunately. It's RNG, a little bit. Looking, see, here's one. I've had two before. And then there's gonna be Stone Imp. There's our Maker Drone. I'm kind of waiting for the Stone Imp. I want to deal with him before I deal with, There we go. Okay, we have full BFG. So now we just have shield soldiers, riot soldiers, I mean. Or just one, actually. Now, I like coming up here. When you go in, there's going to be a shield boy and a Spectre Whiplash and some other fodder. When you kill enough of the fodder and the Spectre Whiplash, then you get a Armored Baron. And then at the top, you get a Mancubus and some more fodder. And that's all this room is. Should be spawning any second now. Yep, there he is. Normally he spawns up top. Okay, this one did not take my falter. It's the weird inconsistencies that can make you a little mad when you're doing Ultra Nightmare. Alright, so if you had used a BFG somewhere else and you absolutely needed one, there's one down here. There's a button on the other side of this pillar. Push the button. Grab the BFG. This door does open and there's stuff that spawns in there, but like you can just grab the BFG, come up here and leave because there's a portal. And then we'll chase you through it. Okay. I'm not going to walk through here yet because the demons start moving during this cutscene, which I think may be the only time in Doom Eternal that this happens. At the start, you have a tyrant and a cursed prowler. And I think that's it, right? I think it's just a tyrant and a cursed prowler. And then when you damage the tyrant to a certain... Oh, no. I think there's a Hell Knight or a Dread Knight as well. When you damage or you kill the tyrant, you get two. What are they called? Arachnotrons, and then you get a possessed Baron. There's two ways you can do this whole phase right there. If you want to be ultra safe, you can double BFG the possessed Baron, which will just straight up kill it and let you dispel it immediately. When the possessed Baron goes down, you get two Cyber Mancubus and a Armored Baron, and then that's the end of the encounter. The Cursed Prowler is the biggest problem, but if you actually go in here and you skip the cutscene and you immediately go left up the lift and go down to the end, he literally spawns right there every time, and you can just blast him immediately, which is what we're going to do. There he is. It was a Hell Knight. Oh, it's two actually. I forgot about the other one. Not that it makes much of a difference. Now we need to find our good old tyrant buddy, who probably fell down to the bottom. Oh no, he's up top. Okay. So we are just gonna combo our boy here. And there's a Bloodmaker too that I forgot about. We're gonna go ahead and pick up this orb. I actually thought that Mancubus was dead. I don't know why. Right, so now here comes our possessed Baron when we deal with this Bloodmaker. I'm going to do the double BFG just because that's what I would recommend for people to do. Usually he dies straight to the double BFG, but that time we needed a little microwave beam. That's okay. Now we're going to deal with our two Mancubus buddies here, or Cyber Mancubus. I'm actually going to go across here and slam. Now for the rest of this encounter, we just have this Armored Baron. Speaking of which, I should get a hammer charge. Let's see if he decides to ignore my stun. He did not. Alright, now we just got fodder. I recommend Glory Killing too, just to get your hammer back. It's probably just going to be one imp somewhere like normal. Okay, did this arena bug too? I'm not seeing an enemy. You know, just because, in case I'm just not finding it. Okay, we have a bugged arena again. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to go out. So unless we can find the bugged enemy off the map somewhere, we're probably gonna have to Alt F4. That's unfortunate, because now we're gonna have to do this again. Alright, well. We are going to Alt F4. And then we're going to have to reboot the game. Doom Eternal. You can see my hours played and my achievements if you really like. It's really unfortunate. I was hoping to not have to do that because it just breaks up the video. But it's a new DLC, not all the things are worked out yet. I believe we'll come back in with all of our BFG charges and stuff, though, because I'm pretty sure it's going to place us back before we even started the arena. But now we know it's Cursed Prowler. Yeah, continue game. Now we know it's Cursed Prowler, Tyrant, 2 Hell Knights, and then there's a Bloodmaker, and then the Bloodmaker triggers the 2 Arachnotrons and the Possessed Baron. Yeah, okay, it put us back, so we're alright. Oh, and the regular Mancubus as well. Get rid of the Hell Knights, look for the other Hell Knights. Alrighty. We're actually going to go ahead and use our hammer. Hopefully this does not bug again. It would be unfortunate. Okay, you know what? There we go. 2 BFGs. That's what normally happens. Okay, I was not expecting him to just straight up die. I'm just gonna pop him so I can go away safely. Alrighty. There he is. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and pick this up before we end the encounter. Then I know there was a... yeah. There we go. So it didn't bug the second time. We'll watch this cutscene too, because I really like it. Alright, so there's nothing to really say about this encounter. It's just like 25 Stone Imps. So just get out your full auto, get your chain gun shield ready, whichever way you want to do. I do recommend trying to avoid these 2 armor pickups until afterwards, because there's another armor pickup back there. It's nice to go into the Dark Lord fight fully stacked on armor. So try and avoid them. If you can't, that's fine. You'll be okay. That was the wrong time to pull down the shield, apparently. Alright, there we go.
The Dark Lord Sanctum. Starting to lose my connection, though. Doomslayer, sir.
So now we get to go into the Dark Lord fight with full HP and full armor. Okay, so this fight is 3 different phases. 2 phases have 2 health bars each, and he doesn't have a very wide moveset. The punishing part of this is it's all about timing. He's basically Marauder the boss. In phase 1, he just does basic sword swipes. If it's an overhead, you just dodge side to side. If he starts to swing from underneath, you dodge backwards. He will combo them together sometimes, up to like 3 swings in a row. And I think he'll throw a horizontal in there every now and then. Basically, you're just looking for the green eye flash like the Marauder, which, if you miss the timing, is a wide horizontal swipe that will basically hit you every time. You play around the hammer, obviously. The dogs drop hammer charges, half a charge per dog. And the most efficient ways to kill him, if you don't want to do like quick swap god stuff, to just like combo him to death if you want to do the bare minimum effort for the most amount of damage. It's the full auto shotgun or lock-on rockets with frags thrown in between while you're doing it, because they do super high damage to him. You can also use the mobile turrets, but on Ultra Nightmare, I like keeping the shield mod on just in case there is an emergency. But if you're going to do the full auto or lock-on, I recommend doing both of them and alternating between the two, because the hammer does give you ammo, obviously, when you hammer, but it doesn't give you full ammo. So, like, if you do full auto shotgun for one, you're probably only going to have like 5 or 6 shells left, and then when you hammer again, you're going to have like 15. Rather than your full salvo, so you can actually run out of ammo if you keep doing the same one over and over. So I recommend going back and forth between lock-on rockets and full auto shotty. In phase 2, he summons 2 dogs, and then he gains 2 new moves, which is the shield bash, and he now shoots his own grenades from his shoulder launcher. The shield bash, the tell for it is the shield gets like a blue flash. And when that happens, you need to dash twice, directly left or directly right. If you do diagonal dashes, or you only do one, you're most likely still going to get hit, because it's actually 2 attacks that he does a lot of the time. It'll be like a shield bash, and then he'll slam the ground at the end of it, and you can get hit twice, and he will heal a shit ton, since he heals when he damages you with his shield or sword. So dash twice, left or right. You also want to try to avoid turning your back to him, sort of like the gladiator in the base game. He tends to try to do the shield bash to you if you turn your back to him for too long. So try to keep your focus on him. If you have 2 hammer charges and he summons dogs, hammer the dogs, obviously, because they'll instantly give you it back since they both give you half a charge each. The third phase, he doesn't actually gain any new moves. The only thing he does is he starts summoning a Hell Knight along with his dogs. And he will do a big summon where he summons like 8 things. It's like a Tyrant, a Pain Elemental, there's a Baron, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. If you carry BFG into this fight, you can BFG to get rid of them. But that's only going to work for so long. The best way, obviously, is to hammer. When you see him summon them in, if you have a hammer charge, dash forward and hammer, and you'll be able to kill them all before they start spreading out around the arena. If you don't have a hammer charge and you don't have a BFG, you're just going to have to very quickly go around the outside and glory kill 2 zombies to get it, and then hope that you can stack them up for a hammer. You can also kill them normally doing like ballista PB combos, which is actually what I do to the Hell Knight in the dog summon. I just kill both dogs and then PB ballista the Hell Knight. You can just dodge around the Hell Knight that he summons, but the less variables the better. It's really just all about the hammer and your timing on hitting him with the green eye attacks and your dashes. It's very punishing if you mess it up because he heals when he damages you. But once you have the pattern, it's not too bad. I definitely recommend practicing it a few times in Nightmare, but you'll see what I do. Oh. Immediately right off the bat, I got double hit because I was late on the dodge backwards. It's like 4 a.m. for me, so. Alright, hammer. Oh, I didn't have it. Now we do. Frags, full auto. I could have done it a little longer there. When he does this, if you don't have a hammer charge, just do some swaps. I don't like glory killing the zombies for charges because, like I said, I don't like turning my back on him. Backwards. Hit. And then we do lock-on bursts. You can fit in 3 lock-on bursts before he recovers. There's the shield bash. Ready summon doggies. Now we're looking to get the green eye. Dodge twice to the side, like I said, for the shield bash. It's an overhead, so we dodge to the side. Backwards, because it was underhand. Backwards again. Alright, now we're going to phase 3. So same deal here, except now he summons a lot more stuff. PB Ballista, get rid of the Hell Knight. Backwards, I didn't do it in time. Dash forward, hammer, get rid of those. Oh, I almost messed that up because I went diagonally instead of to the side. I'm going to use this opportunity to restack a little bit rather than damage him. I tried to hit hammer there is what happened, if you're wondering why there was a pause. To the side. Dogs. Right. Backwards. To the side. Hammer. Ooh, I'm actually out of shotgun. There we go. Okay. I would really like you to summon your dogs, bud. Thank you. Oops. Took that hit. Okay, he's almost down. Don't greed. Just don't greed. Oh, I thought I got him. Okay, now we're gonna have to greed just a little bit. Yeah, okay. I'm breaking my own rules there, which is what's getting me hit. That was a bit questionable. Bye, Davoth. Okay, that was DLC 2 on Ultra Nightmare. As hopefully there was at least some helpful information in here, at least about like spawn orders, if not arena strategies. This DLC is definitely a little bit easier to get the Ultra Nightmare on than DLC 1. The hammer is a very powerful tool if you use it. And I'll consider maybe doing master levels as DLC walkthroughs, but for now I'm taking a break from Doom. Like I said, I have done DLC 1 and I have done base game. Both of those will be linked in the description down with the timestamps. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, and good luck on your Ultra Nightmare runs. I don't know why they don't show a picture of the skin here when they do in every other Ultra Nightmare, but it's the one that I was wearing, the skull face. But I'll see all of you next time.